you there? Welcome to Kletus Roadside Service. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad to be here also. My window right here to the left of me is covered in sneezes. That's chew sneezes. There's tobacco all over the fucking place. I try to always just sneeze in one spot so I can just clean the one window, but holy shit, I've been sneezy like crazy lately. Have y'all started to get your allergies yet? I've been getting mine, that's for sure. Oh man, we got another ongoing investigation. Um, hopefully it's almost done. And I say another one. I don't know what the first one was. But anyways, no. My wife, she's at home by herself with the kids, right? And yesterday, somebody in an elevator technician outfit, or just like uniform or whatever. We looked it up because we could find the elevator place or whatever in over in Kansas City. But anyways, this guy, I don't know, man. It's an ongoing investigation. My wife is super worried about it. So let me just kind of start from the beginning, I guess. She sent me a video and said, "What the hell is this?" And I watched the video, and it's a man walks up and uh, takes a picture of our front yard, puts his hand up like he's about to knock on the door, and takes a picture of his hand, not like pretending to knock on the door. Then he takes a picture of our house number, and then he runs down the steps. He doesn't run down the steps, but he walks down the steps, and the video ends. She's like, "I'm freaked the fuck out right now." I'm like, "Okay, all right, relax." I was like, "It looks like a door-to-door knocker, and the person that's telling him to knock on the doors is like, you have to knock on this many doors." And he's driving around and he's finding all the houses that don't have a no soliciting sign and pretending to knock on it just so he can get his quota up. She's like, yeah, but I looked it up and he is wearing an elevator. There's a local company in Kansas City. Well, I guess they're all over the country, but she's like, he's wearing an elevator uniform, elevator technician uniform. I'm like, okay, that is, that's a little bit weirder, little bit fucking more weird right there. And he's not hiding his face or anything. He's not hiding anything about him. We couldn't see his vehicle very good, and we also couldn't see his name tag very good. But we could see the patch with the logo for the elevator company. So she went up. She talked to the neighbors. The neighbors, one of the neighbors was like, "Yeah, I saw him pull up and walk up to your house, and then get in his car and leave. I didn't think anything of it." And I had my other neighbor look up his camera. He's like, "Yeah, it didn't pick anything up. Don't have anything." And so my wife is still freaked the fuck out about all this. And I've been on the phone with her throughout all this. And I'm like, "Hey, listen, I don't know what it was. But he didn't, I mean, it was weird, but it's not like, he didn't seem like a fucking crazy maniac, you know? Uh, just looked like a guy like, hey, I came to the house. I was there. Here's proof that I was there." He didn't knock or anything. He didn't ring the doorbell. He didn't alert anybody in any way, shape, or form. But just really weird. So today, I called the elevator company because my wife was like, "I'm going to go do a police report or whatever." It's like, hold on, let's talk to the elevator company. Maybe they. Well, I was like, just because they're an elevator company doesn't mean they don't do stuff at like houses or whatever. Maybe the guy's got a second job. I don't know. Let me call them up and see if they were supposed to come to our house for some odd reason. So I call him up and I leave a message. The guy calls me back about 10 minutes later. He's like, "Hey, I got your message." I was like, "Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird, isn't it?" He's like, "Yeah, super weird." He's like, I wouldn't have sent a technician to a residential house for any reason." I'm like, "Okay, well, I mean, maybe you'll recognize him. I can send you a picture, and I sent him a picture, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know who that is." I'm like, "Okay, we're making good. We're making good now." He's like, "What time was this?" I was like, "The timestamp is 5:20." He's like, "Yeah, he would have been off of work by then." I'm like, "Okay." So now we know I don't have an elevator. I don't have an escalator. I have nothing. I got stairs. We use stairs and floors to get around my household. I don't know if everybody else has elevators and escalators and whatever. But in my particular house, zero elevators. You know, the elevator is the staircase. It gets you up and elevates you with the next floor or whatever. But it's manually operated stairs. So I don't know, but we did have a complaint a while back, a couple months ago. We got a complaint for trash in our yard or something. Or no, it was a trailer full of trash in my backyard. I had a trailer. I was hauling some trash for one of my buddies, and it was loaded, and it was in the backyard waiting. And then that's when I got injured at work, like the next day or whatever. So the trailer ended up sitting in my backyard for a little longer than what I would have wanted, but it wasn't bothering anybody. It was all on the trailer. It wasn't really that bad. I guess my yard did look like shit because my dogs, they tear up everything out there, guys. Like, my kids had a little bat, like a little plastic bat. The dog chewed that to fucking shreds. They got dog toys out there shredded all over the place. They got, the kids got bubblers and other little kid outside toys and whatnot, and they're just shredded all over the fucking place. And it's like, they're tiny little pieces. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I guess I should be better about cleaning up my own property, but it's also my property. If I want there to be little bits of plastic everywhere, I think I have the right to have that. That's all my property. That's my stuff on my property in my fenced backyard. Leave me alone. I clean it up, and then the dogs just shred some more shit. They start eating the deck. Like, damn, dude. There's nothing I can. I mean, I can do it. I can take care of it, but it's just like an ongoing problem. Anyways, after reviewing the footage a little bit more, I don't know. Maybe that guy does live in our neighborhood. He might live in our neighborhood. I haven't done anything in the neighborhood recently to piss off anybody. And I also, like, the little van that he drives, I have not seen none of my neighbors. I'm trying to think back and remember everybody, but I can't remember ever seeing one of those vans. Definitely where I drive home and whatnot, I don't pass any of those little vans. I mean, I'll keep my eye out today when I get home, but I'm guessing the guy has to live in our neighborhood, and maybe he wants to call a complaint on us or whatever. I don't know, but it was really weird. He's taking pictures of our property, which is fine because it's legal. I respect the legality of people. As long as it's in public, people can take pictures of whatever the fuck they want, even if it is on my fucking doorstep. It's like, if I wanted to hide something, I would hide it. I don't have anything to hide, though, except for, like, my valuables and whatnot, and they're in the garage. So I don't know. There was nothing outside for him to really complain about. We just cleaned out the fucking garden, and we got it all. It's all put back. Everything looks nice. The yard's looking better now than it has probably in the last year. Is how my front yard looks now, because I don't give a shit about the weeds. I'll weed eat them down every now and again, but I ain't getting down there digging them out. And my wife and her sister went in there and dug them all out. Maybe he's going there to get rid of a complaint that he made. He's like, hey, yeah, I don't know. I'm making all this shit up right now, but maybe he did complain about my house not looking super great, and then he came back, noticed that it was all cleaned up, and was like, hey, I want to remove the complaint because look, and he took pictures of everything looking nice. I don't know. I don't know. That's probably not what it is. I don't know what it could be. Why would an elevator technician come to my house and fake knock and take pictures of my property? That makes no sense, man. It sounds like a made up story. It's like there's no what the hell's going on? You know, I do have relations with an elevator technician. My uncle, my mom's brother, worked for a certain elevator company, and I don't know. I haven't talked to him about this issue yet, but you know, hey man, why would you ever go to somebody's residential house? And I imagine he would probably say, if I was invited over, you know, just him being an electrician or a elevator technician, for him to go to somebody's house, it would probably be an invite to a party, picking up something from marketplace. Um, Maybe his mail got delivered to the wrong house. Um, why else would anybody? His one of his granddaughters selling cookies or candy bars or major saver cards. I don't know. I'm pretty sure, like, if there's the same principles go with being an elevator technician and just a private citizen, kind of like me, like a truck driver. Like, I'm a truck driver. What are the reasons I would ever go to somebody's house? And it's all the same, you know. Invited to a party, my buddy lives there. It's my neighbor, and he wanted me to pick up a package for him off his porch because he's really worried about porch pirates. My other neighbor, I don't know, maybe because he's got a cool car and I just want to see his car real quick. I would knock on his door and say, hey, can I look at your car? And he would probably be excited to show me so I could just go outside. We could look at his Camaro SS that he's had a lot of work done to it. My other neighbor across the street, I've been to their house. I've never been inside, but I've knocked on their door because I know she works at a daycare and we were getting rid of a bunch of toys for babies, and I gave her some toys. Those, I mean, I don't know what's the other reason you would ever knock on somebody's door as a truck driver, an elevator technician, somebody that works at O'Reilly's, somebody, you know, all different kinds of things. But anyways, um, just a weird thing. It's an ongoing investigation, not with the police, with just with me. You know, I'm just investigating. I made a phone call. I've talked to the witness slash victim, which is my wife, and I guess I'm a victim too. Um, I've got documentation, and we just need to figure out. It's like, why were you at my house? I mean, you don't, he does, honestly, it's his First Amendment right to not even tell me. He doesn't have to tell me. But if you came to my house and you're taking pictures, I feel like you know, maybe just by being a nice person, you might want to let me know what that was for. Maybe I can help you out with something. Maybe you're trying to do a good deed. But it seems like it's just a really odd thing to happen. You know, like, all right, just imagine an elevator technician comes to your house and you don't have an elevator. Why is he there? You know, what kind of elevator? I don't have parts to an elevator. I mean, I have a couple of like floor jacks and stuff, but it's not going to get you to the next floor. Trying to think of anything I have that elevates things. I like my jack for my dirt bike stand. That's an elevator. I didn't have any problems with it though. I don't have problems with any of my elevators. I'm thinking it was unrelated to elevators. It has to be something else. Just per my investigation, maybe he was just knocking, or he didn't even knock. That's the weird thing. He put his hand up and took a picture of the back of his hand. Strange shit. But anyways, I've had other fucking thoughts. I've had other thoughts today. I texted my buddy Luke, and you know what I said to him? I said, "Hey man, should I sell the 92 and just put all of my effort into the 79 and get it going?" Because I mean, I didn't say all of this to him, but in my head, I'm thinking I can fit everybody in the 1979 Chevy, single cab. I can fit my wife and my two children, but if I have my wife and my two children, we're probably going to just take the other fucking car. So I can fit my two children on a bench seat in that truck, and that would be pretty fucking cool. I could. That's just a badass truck. Maybe I will decide to put all of my effort into making the 79 my daily driving truck, because it could be a good time. And that truck is so. I mean, if I saw it driving down the road, I'd say, "Oh shit! Look at that square body." Say that looks good. And I don't know, the 92 just with it running like shit is really making me not like it. I'm dreading going to work right now to grab my truck and go home. I don't enjoy driving that thing home right now because it doesn't run very good. Should I make it run better? Yeah, but that involves working on it. And if I'm going to work on something, the 79 would be a lot more fun to work on. I think I should just work on the 79. But then, I snapped into reality, and I was like, "Oh, hold on. I actually like the 92 a lot. I'm not going to sell it." But it popped in my head there for a little bit. I was like, "What if I sold that? I could get maybe 2 grand out of it. Even if it runs like shit, whatever." Whoever is going to buy that truck isn't going to buy it to be a reliable truck. They're going to be like, "Oh, that's it's 4-wheel drive extended cab 5-speed. That's pretty cool. Oh, it needs an engine. Yeah, not a problem. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know." But and then I could put 2 grand into the square body, which would be nice. It would be really cool to fix it up and make it road legal and everything, and but I got to spend a lot of time wiring. I still have I've spent a lot of hours wiring that truck, and so far the progress is zero, because I wired it and then I unwired it, and then I started to organize my new wiring kit, and then it's not that I've lost interest, I've lost motivation. I'm still interested in the truck. Like every time I get home, I look at it and I'm like, man, it would be so much cooler if I could fire that bitch up and drive it around. But right now, none of the buttons do anything because they're not hooked up. I gotta hook them up, and that takes time from sitting on the couch watching other people fix old junker cars. That's what I watch on YouTube. I watch people fix up old junkers all day long. and I've got an old junker. I've got two of them out in the driveway, and I know they both run. One of them just doesn't run very good, and the other one just doesn't have the wires to make it turn on and drive around. And it's starting to get flat spots on the fucking 33s mud grips that I got on there. So I don't know. I just need to. I think I need to get what is that called? Whenever you hypnotized, I need to be hypnotized. People can quit smoking. They can quit drinking. They can get hypnotized, and they come out, and there'll be a better person on the other side. I need to get hypnotized to where like one of my life top goals, even though that is one of my life top goals right now, is to get the square body up and going before gas prices hit fucking $18. Before I can't drive the son of a fucking whore because it's fucking too goddamn expensive. But yeah, I need to work on that fucking thing. But I think if I got hypnotized, maybe I just need to get some cocaine or some methamphetamine. I mean, get some meth and put copper wires in a truck rather than rip them out of it. But now that would go against how I make my money, which is driving a truck. You can't be on meth or coke and drive a truck. So, I've got the pros and the cons to everything here. And pro meth would be, I would probably focus on wiring that bitch up. I'd get it to fucking fire right up, and I would lose some weight. I think. Forget to eat. Don't eat. Just do more meth. But the bad things is getting addicted to meth. I hear that people get addicted to meth pretty good, and I don't want to. I don't want to get addicted to meth, and also lose my fucking license. Don't want to do that because if I have no license, then I can't even drive the truck that I'm trying to fix. So I think meth is actually not a good method, or any type of drugs like that. I think hypnotizing can have the same effects. Hypnotize me into just making this truck run. Hypnotize me, buddy. We were talking about superpowers the other day, where I could just and I could touch a truck and be like, oh, it's got a clogged fucking injector. I need somebody with that superpower. I don't think I'm going to get that superpower. It was just a kind of a segment in a podcast I did. But if somebody has that superpower, will you please send them to my house? Even though I am Kletus Ray's roadside service, that'll go down the road. Okay, so I'm not. If it doesn't run at all, I can figure that out. It runs enough, but just not real good. It's having if an engine light came on, that would be helpful. No, I don't have an engine light on. The dash in that 92 says, "Hey, everything's great." Hey, everything's fine. We're running great. We got good oil pressure, good temperature. We're charging the battery. You are running at 2,500 RPM at 70 mile an hour in fourth gear. You're doing great, bud. You're doing great. Nothing to worry about here. And then it starts running like shit. And it's like, yeah, we're still running good. And I'm like, no, you're not, though. You're not running good, though. You're not running good. There's something going on here. I've twisted your fucking distributor a billion times, and you're not running good. Something's wrong with you. And I know there's a lot wrong with that truck. I mean, the exhaust is falling off of it. It needs an oil change. What else is going on? I don't know. That's about it. Other than like body work and whatnot, but the exhaust is falling off the motherfucker. Okay, but it sounds kind of good. And honestly, exhaust doesn't have a whole. I mean, I guess it could have something to do with it, with the O2 sensor. but it should run fine. You know, it's still got a catalytic converter and everything. It should be. I don't know. I don't. And if the O2 sensor's fucked up that much that it's running like shit, it'll send you an engine light, and it ain't doing that. So I don't know. I'm having some problems with the 92, and I just want somebody else to fix it. You know, that's where I'm at. I kind of just want somebody else. I want to sell it to somebody, have them fix it, and then I'll buy it back. That's a hack to get mechanic work done. Oh God. In other news, what else is what's the other news? Oh, I don't know. I'm just driving around, man. I got loaded yesterday. I drove down here to Alva. Got my burger. They made it really good. This last burger, because usually I dip like the first half of the burger, I eat it just the way it is, and it's perfect. And the second half of my burger, you know, whenever I got it into like a half circle shape, I start dipping it in my little ranch cup that I get because they got really delicious ranch at this little cafe. And I dip my burger in the ranch, and it just tastes so fucking good. But this time, the burger, it just had like a little bit more flavor to it. I don't know what they do back there when they cook these burgers, but whatever they did, they put a little bit more into it, and it was just so fucking delicious. I just chowed that fucking burger down, buddy. It was so damn good. I even had a side salad. I ate a salad, guys. The side salad is basically, it is really small. It's really small side salad, but it's better than some taquitos, you know, or jalapeno poppers, even though I had those today. But I did eat a salad, you know, so nobody can say, hey, eat a salad sometime. But hey, motherfucker, I did. I did eat a salad. I enjoy salads. I like Olive Garden's never ending salad bowl. I like it a lot. I also like the never ending breadsticks, too. I love salad. I just don't. I was on a diet a long, long, long time ago where all I ate was salad, and don't do that. All you've ever eaten is just salad for months. Your body starts doing some weird shit. You can never brush that nastiness out of your mouth. It's so bad. But yeah, I don't know, something about salad. It's good here and there, maybe once a day. But I was eating it for 3 meals a day. I was eating a salad for breakfast, a salad for lunch, and a salad for dinner. And I did start to lose weight, but I fell off quick. Uh, I was said, you know what? I actually don't want to eat the salads anymore. The meat eating diet was probably the best one that I've ever done, where all I ate was meat products. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. Thank you for blessing me. Oh man, clears out some zones in your whatever the little portals in your brain or your face or whatever your sinuses. Fuck sinuses. Why are they even there? They like you get pressure like right here, right below your eyes, at the bridge of your nose, and it just like you're like, oh my gosh, sinus pressure is crazy. Then you sneeze like that, and then, whew, kind of makes you wake up a little bit. You're like, wow, I can breathe a little bit out of my nose finally. That's good. I like to be able to breathe out of my nose. Really need to get some nasal surgery or something going on here. But anyways, No, you got loaded, got offloaded this morning, woke up on time, didn't have an alarm set, but I was still able to wake up at a decent time. Got to my place. I walked outside the hotel. Guess what? I walked outside the hotel. These motherfuckers, they keep parking all their fucking cars and pickups in the large truck parking area of the hotel. So I have to park in the grass, but it's not a big deal. I looked up at the radar and it said no rain, 0% chance of rain or whatever. So I said, cool, I'm going to park in the dirt on the little dirt road or whatever next to the hotel. Because if it rains at all on that dirt road, it becomes a very big problem. If it's dry, no problem. I wake up, it's drizzling outside. I'm like, oh no, there's like just a very top layer of the fucking dirt is just slick as fuck. And and it's uphill. I got to go uphill to get out of there. Everything ended up fine, but I was like, oh shit! I put the lockers on and everything. I was able to get out of there pretty easily. But last night when I parked there, holy shit! These townies out here in Alva, did not. They don't give. They get so fucking confused when you're doing anything other than driving straight down the road. I'm like, I got my flashers on. I'm on the side of the road. I'm waiting for everybody to pass. I have to wait for both sides to pass, and I got, if I can see a car coming, I can't move because if I move, I'll be in the middle of the road by the time they get there. I mean, they do have brakes, and I got flashing lights and shit, but it's still like a little bit of a problem. Uh, but yeah, last night I waited for everybody to clear out, and I started pulling up, and people started stopping and swerve. I'm like, what are you swerving? I'm not even close to coming into your lane of travel. Like, what are you doing? And then I got other people leaving the hotel next to me. Right as I decide to make my move, they start pulling out, and I'm like, yeah, you're in the fucking way, okay? I've been sitting here for 5 minutes waiting for traffic to fucking clear. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll back this motherfucker into this fucking hole, dirt hole, because the goddamn motherfuckers parking their fucking pickup trucks in the large truck parking area. God damn it, pisses me off! But everything ended up fine, so I'm good. But I was a little irate, and it's weird to be irate after I eat meals. It's usually before a meal that I start getting little bit more testy than normal. But after I eat, usually I'm like, I'm cool, man. Whatever, just don't make me fucking go anywhere. I'll be all right. And yeah, I think I was looking forward to going into the hotel and laying in my bed, and these townies were delaying me, But whatever, we got in there, and tell you what, that hotel that I stay at, they've been putting me on the first floor. The last two times I stayed there, they're like, yeah, you get a first floor room, a 100 in the 100s room, which is, I'm like, is it my birthday? What's going on here? They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I love staying on the first floor. I put it in the fucking app details that I like this lowest floor possible. I don't want to get on an elevator if I don't have to. Because it's awkward when you hit the button and you're standing there waiting and then it opens and somebody's like hiding by the fucking control panel, and you're like, oh hey, and they're trying to get out and you're trying to get in, and you're like, what the fuck? Will you just There's elevator etiquette. There is. If you're the only one in an elevator, stand in front of the door. So when it opens, people will realize somebody's in there. Otherwise, it just becomes a scare, a little scare. Look, not a big scare, just like, oh shit, I didn't know somebody was in there. And then they're trying to, you get in, they're trying to get out, and whenever you're on like the third floor and it's the fourth floor, it comes down from the fourth floor. in the mornings, and you're trying to get in the elevator, and they get out of the elevator thinking they're on the first floor, and then you get in there, you got to hit that fucking door shut button. Hit that button to shut the door so they don't come back in. And they'll be like, oh, fuck, I'm on the third floor. I wanted to be on the first floor. And that's happened to me. I've been on an elevator. It comes down. I'm that guy. Comes down. I'm like, oh, yeah, I just need to get off here. This is my floor. And they're like, you're going from the fourth to the third floor? I'm like, hey, shut up. I know what I'm doing. Then I end up taking the stairs, because I'm not gonna sit there and wait for the elevator to go all the way down. Let them off. More people get on, maybe. They're getting off on the second floor. Then finally comes up to you and you're like, damn, I could have taken the goddamn stairs by now. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out something to complain about right now. But no, I had a good time. Hotel was good. TV didn't work, and the light bulb in my lamp next to my bed was out. I think I should deserve some more Holiday Inn IHG points. I think you need to give me some IHG points for that. I didn't complain though. I just didn't watch TV. I usually will turn on the TV just so there's some noise in the background, and because it gets super quiet sometimes, you don't want to hear the person next door. So I like to just turn it on, turn the volume up to like a normal level, and just leave it on. And then I roll on my belly and I just sit there and I play on Facebook. Just play on Facebook, YouTube, watch something. I watched Blast from the Past. I started to watch it at home the other day, and I got it to the point where they got to like the baseball card shop or whatever, and then I had to pause it for something, I don't know, and then I didn't resume it, and I resumed it again, and I watched it. Man, that's such a good movie. I love that. Blast from the Past. Really good movie. Really enjoyed it. Had a good time. It was I haven't seen it in a long time. It was good. It's on YouTube for free. Get on YouTube, search movies, and there's like a whole section of free movies you can watch on YouTube. If you don't pay for YouTube, I'm sure you get ads. And if you don't pay for YouTube, don't show me anything on YouTube, okay? I have my wife will do it. Other people in my family will do it. They're like, "Oh, watch this video real quick." And they open it up and they're like, "Oh, hold on. There's a couple of ads," and I'm like, it really makes me just want to walk away and leave the family function. When somebody shows me a YouTube video and there's ads in it, I just want to just get out of there. I'm like, I shouldn't. I'm better than you. Not gonna lie, I'm better than you. You don't pay for YouTube? What kind of fucking idiot are you? Pay for YouTube, but there's so many fucking ads. I cannot believe how many ads people deal with on YouTube. Pay for the premium subscription. It's so worth it. I open it up, I can watch any video and no fucking ads. None. No ads. What am I doing, a commercial for YouTube? Is the Kletus Roadside service podcast sponsored by YouTube now? I'm doing an ad for YouTube. If you don't get the fucking YouTube premium subscription, you're a fucking loser. And I would never say that to anybody. But honestly, in my head, whenever somebody shows me a video and there's an ad, there's 3 fucking ads, and they're all 30 seconds, I'm like, get out of my face. Get whatever the fuck you're about to show me, just lost all of its value. Get the fuck out of my face. Do not show me that fucking. I don't want to get you're using. Get out of here. I don't know what they were using. I almost said an iPhone, but a lot of people use iPhones. I can't be too against iPhones. I am against iPhones, though. Honestly, I really hate iPhones. I really don't like them. I had an Amber Alert on my phone for 6 months. I could not clear the motherfucker out. There's secret menus nobody tells you how to get to. How do you clear out the Amber Alerts? I had to go to my wife, and I'm like, hey, will you make all these fucking notifications go the fuck away? Like, how the fuck? I see them on the phone. I open the phone. I can't fucking. Where the fuck? I scroll left. I scroll right. I scroll up. I scroll down. She's like, you gotta grab the middle of the screen. Scroll. I'm like, get this thing out of here. Get it out of here. I don't want this phone. I don't like Apple phones. Get it out of here. Okay. I liked iPods. iPods were awesome. You had Snake. You had Song Quiz. Well, no, you didn't have Snake. What did you have? Was there Tetris on iPods? There was some other games on there, but I know there was Song Quiz, and that was cool because you could do Song Quiz on there. You had the little scrolly dial, and you had your corded headphones, and I had a 4 gigabyte iPad or iPod. Everybody forgot about iPods. My brother had an iPod Shuffle, and I said, you're fucking gay for having an iPod Shuffle. That was wrong of me. But I still, kind of feel that way. I still don't like iPod Shuffles. I'm still not a fan of them. Still think lower of you. I think if you have an iPod Shuffle, you get out of here. Get out of here. I got the 4 gigabyte iPod. You can't tell me nothing. I had one of them little skinny iPods, and it had color. It had a color screen on it. That one was cool until I sat on it, and it bent in half. But the other one, it had like a metal coating, metal. It was metal. It had a metal cover, not cover, but just like it had a big metal. You know what it was? The 4 gigabyte one. Look it up. It was badass. I loved that thing. You know. I think I know where it's at in my house. I need to go grab them. I don't have a charger for them anymore. They had those weird long chargers. People that had those iPod docking stations. And I also never liked those. I did not like them. You click the iPod in there, and then it like wiggles back and forth, and it's like, that's about to fuck up all the pins in there. That's not going to work at all. I don't like that. I don't like the iPod docking stations. But they thought that was going to take off. Maybe it did. Not for me. Not for me, bud. The iPad, Apple products that I like, iPod. That was about it. My buddy had an iMac computer or whatever. I said, what the fuck is this thing? What the fuck is this thing? And he had it was another hidden menu at the bottom. You had to scroll your mouse down to the bottom, and then the little things would pop up from the center of the screen at the very bottom, and it'd be like, how do I click on it? How do I fucking click on it? He was, but I mean, that's how I got a lot of the songs on my iPod. I would go to his house and use his iPod computer or whatever the fuck it's called. Man, bringing me back to them days. That was my buddy Braxton. Braxton was pretty fucking cool. He had a Mustang 2. Him and his dad, grandpa, kind of put some cars together, and he had a Mustang 2 Cobra. Slow as fuck. Ugliest fucking Mustang in the world, but it was baby blue, and he built it, and it was cool. So he had that. Well, before that, we would go into his basement. That's where we would listen to Seven Dust. Disturbed, Mudvayne, that's when I was starting to get into rock music. I'd stay the night at his house. We drank so much fucking Mountain Dew Live Wire. So much Mountain Dew Live Wire. That's why it's still a flavor today. It's because me and him drank so much of it. They were like, this shit's selling awesome. It's going to be a permanent flavor forever. The orange Mountain Dew Live Wire. Me and him drank it all day long over at his house playing Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo 4. I remember Gran Turismo 4. He got the copy of it. We turned it on, and it was like a movie when it turned on. We were like, this is going to be insane. This is such a good fucking game. Nowadays, I don't like it, but back then, I thought it was fucking awesome. And it was awesome. I mean, credits to the people that. And we're back. Sorry, I had a couple of phone calls right there. We were talking about Braxton and playing Gran Turismo, and that was a while back. I've already been. That was in Oklahoma. I'm in Kansas now. I'm decently into Kansas. I guess not decently. I'm 24 miles into Kansas now. Hanging out with him was always a good time. We had a lot of fun. We played video games. We had bikes. We rode bikes and stuff. He was a cool fucking dude. I miss him. I wish I could get a hold of him. I've tried. There was one time I got a hold of him on Facebook, but the last time I saw that dude, I was living with some chick and her kids in an apartment. I was working at a gas station, and she was like, I need a roommate. And I was like, I need a room. So I ended up moving into this chick's house, and she wanted my nutsack so bad, and I never gave it to her. She also had a boyfriend and an ex-husband and two crazy-ass kids. I didn't know. I mean, I don't know. It was an okay time. I was saving a lot of money back then. Back then, that's when I had my envelopes taped to the back of my door, and I would cash my checks from work, and I would split my money up, and then I would have my extra pile, and I would never dip into any of the other piles. I had and I was able to live, but I also ate a lot of her groceries. So I mean, I didn't have a grocery bill, and rent was cheap as fuck. And I got kicked out of that apartment because my square body got stolen from the gas station that I worked at, and my buddy ended up giving me Tyler knew a guy that had a pickup truck. He wanted to be gone. He was like, you can have it, just get it out of here. So we went over there and we picked that thing up, and then I drove it until it was dying. That truck was not running good at all, and I had it sitting out front of the apartment complex with a for sale sign on it. And the people that ran the apartment noticed it, and they found out who it was, and then they found out that I was living in the apartment, but I wasn't listed on the lease, and I got kicked out of the apartment. But I found somebody to buy the truck, which was cool. So I ended up selling the truck to a dude, and then I moved out, and I moved in with another guy. But anyways, last time I saw that guy was around that time I lived in that apartment. He rolled into that parking lot, and I was like, yo, Braxton. And he's like, yo, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here, dude? And I don't remember what he was doing there. I think he was trying to sell some drugs. Because it was weird. It was shocking to me because the whole time we were friends growing up, everybody else was like, not everybody else, but there was a lot of other kids like in our grade that were experimenting with drugs, and me and him were severely against it. He was like, smoking drugs is dumb. Don't do that. You're gonna fry your brain. He's like, just drink a bunch of Mountain Dew and play video games, skateboard, and He skateboarded. I didn't skateboard, but ride bikes and, drive fucking cool cars and listen to rock music. You don't need any drugs. And then later on in life, he had fallen into drugs are good. I'm going to start selling them. And now it's going to be weird to explain to your children nowadays that, because I mean, at least marijuana and whatnot is becoming pretty normalized. That no, back in the day, you had to buy marijuana from some sketchy dude in the park. You know, you had to go on like a little bit of a scavenger hunt to get drugs back in the day. And nowadays, you just go to like it's a boutique store. But anyways, yeah, he was doing that. I was like, "Whoa, you!" I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm selling weed." I don't know. He didn't say that. I'm not using his words. I met. It looked like that's what he was doing. If I had to guess, and yeah, I don't know. That's the last time I talked to him. I think might have talked to him on Facebook once, but old Braxton. And that's a weird name, ain't it? Braxton. You don't know a whole lot. If you know a Braxton, that's the only Braxton you'll ever know. There's not many of them out there. Pretty cool. And it fits him perfectly. If you are named, that's another weird thing. Like, people that are, when you're born, your parents can name you anything. And usually that name kind of turns you into who you are as an adult or even a kid. I don't know. I don't mind the name, what my name is, which is my true name. My real name is Kevin, but I've gone by Kletus since 2011, 2010, around. I don't know when it was exactly, but for a long time I've gone by Kletus. Well, with friends and stuff, people at work, I don't want them to. I don't. I don't entertain the name with them. But whenever people call me Kevin, I don't like it. But when people call me Cletus, I'm like, hell yeah, brother. And it's not spelled Cletus McFarland. Obviously, you look at the title. It's Kletus. Cletus McFarland. He got his name after me, and it's totally different. I'm not copying nobody. If you type in Cletus on Spotify, you're going to find a rock band and then me. Because I've done it. It's a pretty, I don't know, it just works. Cletus Ray with the K. Because that used to be the last name to go with it. Cletus Ray with the K. Wythaca with the K. It's kind of hard to pronounce with the spelling of it, but anyways, that was it. If I have an alias, that's my alias. Do I list that on my alias? I just filled out a job application. Like, have you ever gone by any other names? Nope. No, nope. Legally, no. Never have. I don't know what. I don't know. Like, if I do that, what are they going to do? They're going to search it. They're going to search it up. They're going to find Cletus Ray's Roadside Service podcast. I don't need nobody finding it except for you guys. Anyways, yeah, hanging out with Brax, it was fucking a good time. We always had a good time. His basement was always like dingy and dirty, and it was just like a good time down there. I think his mom was a nurse, so she was gone every night. So we were just, it was so free over there. I mean, we were free at my house too. My parents weren't like, oh, it's 8 o'clock, turn off the game, turn off the TV, blah 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 blah. Go to bed. No, they weren't really. I mean, they were like that when I was really young, but whenever I was in high school, middle school, high school, No, they just, all right, time for bed, and you got to choose if you went to bed or not. You go in your room. I was always in my room anyways. I was in there playing video games. Usually, probably the game that I have the most hours on, it's kind of hard to figure out. It's either Grand Theft Auto Vice City or Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And it's kind of sad that my memory has turned all of the, because I used to be able to navigate both maps super easily. Like I knew where the turns were, where the thing was, where I knew the full layout of both of those maps. And now, like, because I have played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas kind of recently, and I'm like, I don't know where the fuck I'm like, it should be right over here. I'm like, and it's not. And I gotta press start and look at the fucking map, or I can't find out where the fuck I'm at. I mean, I used to play a lot of video games, but I probably put in the same amount of time as video games as riding bikes and being outside. That's the thing that the kids nowadays aren't gonna. They're just putting it into video games, and I don't know. My boy, he likes to watch reels, like Facebook and YouTube reels and shorts or whatever. And I'm like, hey, at least play the game, dude. I just need to make sure I get that four wheeler put back together so he can go out and ride that motherfucker around. Uh huh. Put the new pull start on there. So, I don't know. Oh, yeah, buddy. I got. Who's. What the hell? Yeah, my plan for today, keep on driving. I'm gonna be driving until 5 o'clock. I shouldn't need to stop for fuel or anything. I should be able to just. I got 2 hours and 45 minutes to get to my destination. I should be all right. And just roll there, get to my shop, my work, fuel up the truck, park this bitch, and get the fuck out of there. Go the hell home. And hang out with my wife and my kids, and maybe the old elevator man will come back, and I can say, "Hey, man, I, I, who sent you? Who sent you? Why are you here? What does taking pictures of my lawn and my house have to do with anything you need?" And I don't know. I don't know what else. I might bring my laptop with me this time for this next run. I might bring my laptop because I do want to play video games. I just don't have. When I'm at home, I don't have the time, and I'm not going to turn it on after I put the kids to bed. I ain't going to go turn on the video game. But that's the only time I can sit down and play the video game is after the kids have gone to bed. So, but if I bring my laptop with me to the hotel tomorrow, and maybe I do get up early, or go in earlier than I normally would, and get down there, I'll have many hours I can just sit and play games because there's some games I want to play, but I don't. I'm scared to turn it on and start playing it if I'm not going to have multiple hours to put into it. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be about it. Oh, I wonder what's for dinner tonight too. What could be for dinner? I saw my wife got some tostadas. She got some tostadas for something, so I'm excited. Could be taco night, something like that. I'm excited. Adios. Keep all 18 down, and we're going to talk to you later. Have a good time. Bye bye.